Was he just looking at you?
No, I really don't think so. At first we thought he was, and turned out, yeah, he wasn't.
Do this one. I got your nose.
Sure. That's a good one.
I still fall for it.
You ever do this one?
Did you ever do this one? Wrap it around your wrist and go, what time is it?
All right. All right.
Hey, we're on. We're live. Simmer down.
So while you guys are watching, the boys are trying to tie cherry stems in a knot with their tongue. And I kind of want to see what they can do with that banana peel over there. Anyone can do the cherry stem thing.
Yeah.
So
I can make it into an origami flower.
This water is
that's a
giving
trick
me
for chicks to do, right? Not for dudes to do. It's not a dude trick.
I don't know if a dude could do that.
Maybe the ladies. Yeah, I don't know.
Be happy. That's good.
Anyway, so we have a cool reveal tonight, Chris.
We do.
And why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
So this week was the we called it the Build a Classic 51 No-Caster.
Uh-huh.
And the idea was, and this is sort of an extension of the $9,000 Strat class, where some famous builders are using parts from people we know to build expensive guitars.
We can say that some famous builders are using parts from Maximum Guitar Works and from Dylan Pickups and from Callahan Hardware.
Actually, the Callahan stuff's better than what they use.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But anyway,
but I'm sure somebody's using Callahan.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely, yeah,
yeah.
And so the idea was, well, we can build a guitar that's, that cool, and wouldn't it be fun for people to come out and build one along with us?
The problem the problem with having a workshop called the $9,000 Strat Workshop is people were like, "Well, I'm not going to pay $9,000."
Yeah, why would I spend $9,000? Well, it's not. Just look at the price.
Yeah.
But anyway, so this is the Telecaster version of that. And we used bodies and necks from Steve at Maximum Guitars.
Yep.
We used pickups from Dylan at Dylan Talks Tone, and we used Callahan Hardware.
Yeah, that was cool because we didn't have to like shop around and get like hardware from here, there, and everywhere else, and going with Dylan Pickups was a no-brainer.
Yep,
and
super easy,
and it's always easy to get stuff from Steve because we do a lot of work with Steve. We do a lot of business with Steve too. So, and because all those people make premium tier 1 parts for guitars brands that you've heard of. Maybe they're still in business, maybe they're not. The end result is a boutique instrument that's heirloom quality guitar.
Yeah, you end up with something if you do all the steps right.
And you get to do a lot
of the stuff. Yeah, you get to do frets, lots and lots of fret work. You get to do paint, sealer, paint. You get to do assembly, soldering, setup, tons of setup.
And this workshop, we really let everyone focus on kind of deep diving into
more the minutia. Not bandsaw and pin router, but a lot more little stuff that some of the other classes
which I think is cool because maybe not everybody has a pin router, but they probably can. You can go to Stu Mac and you can buy the setup tools and you can buy all the stuff and you can do that with whatever guitar you have.
Yeah, and one of the neat things about this is, hopefully a lot of this stuff this week will transfer over to other guitars. Not just building guitars, but setting up other guitars. You go buy a guitar and go, it sort of plays like crap.
We're going to find out when the guys come up and talk to us about the guitars they built, if they feel comfortable and confident doing that.
Well, hopefully they do.
Guitars, so.
And it's fun. And the one of the other reasons that I really like this class, the Strat class, everybody's working on the same basic guitar with the same basic parts. So it's easy to go step by step all the way through it. And So it's way more laid back
Yeah.
than some of the other classes.
Now you took point on this workshop
A little more.
because, well, that's something that
There's a lot more finish component to this one. There's a
But-
lot more assembly component to this one, and that's kind of what I do.
but we are transitioning away from having you and I be in the standing or having me stand around while you
Correct. Yeah.
do
yeah,
teaching stuff.
yeah.
So I actually got to get a bunch of guitar building and stuff that I had to do for the upcoming.
Well, and one day I did a bunch of
Yeah.
fret work on
Yeah.
on stuff in preparation for assembly next week.
Mhm.
Yeah, I spent a day doing that
Yeah.
while you were teaching frets.
So we will have more
Coaching frets.
of that coming up, and we will maybe even have a new guy one day who can kind of help with workshops
Help
and help
whoever
with,
is
yeah.
doing. Yeah, that might be a thing. Yeah.
If you would like to be that guy, let me know. So yeah, the pay is horrible and the hours are lousy.
Uh-huh.
But other than that,
But
it's
both Matt and I are wildly entertaining,
That's
so
right.
you got that going for you.
So Chris, you and I built a guitar.
We did. You want to show it off?
Yeah, let's show off the one that we did. And this guitar is already on the website. It's already available unless somebody already bought it. What do we got here? Now this has a lot of the same stuff, but some not.
It does. We didn't decide to do this. We had a couple of cancellations in this class. You and I weren't originally going to build a guitar.
No.
We were just going to show people how to do stuff with like Challenger neck for frets and sanding and stuff like that. But then at the last minute, we thought, well, let's build our own body.
Yep.
We got a neck.
The neck came from Steve. Yep.
Yep. But we didn't have time to get Callahan hardware, so we
Yeah.
got some other stuff. But it's all good stuff. It's Hipshot tuners, and
That was the
you
other
know.
thing. The neck that we got from Steve was
And-
already made, and it wasn't drilled for the vintage tuners.
Yeah.
So and we got to show everybody how you would have made a telly back in the old days.
Yeah, so we showed everybody. We ran through pin router stuff. We made the body with everybody here. In the Strat class, we all went out to Steve's place and saw the CNC machine work, and that's really fun for about 20 minutes.
Yeah, once you see the
And then we
choreography
go,
of the CNC.
hey, look at that. That's fun. Can we go eat
Yeah,
tacos?
let's go eat
And so then
tacos.
we'd go eat tacos, but that pretty much killed the day. So this time, Matt and I did the Matt NC
Mhm.
work on this body. So we built this body from scratch, swamp ash.
Mhm.
Dylan pickups.
Oh yeah, that's true. It does have the same
Does
pickups
have
that the
Dylan
guys have.
pickups.
Yep.
Yep. Has Hipshot tuners, open gear, our favorites. Came up with a new kind of fun logo.
Oh, yeah.
Can you see that? TTG no caster. You might see that logo again
Mhm.
on some of the other guitars. Yeah, cool guitar.
So now this guitar is available at a wildly discounted price
Mhm.
because this guitar is a Maverick.
It is a Maverick.
Yeah. Now, for those of you who are like, "Hey, what's a Maverick?" It's a guitar that has a cosmetic issue,
Mhm.
and that we don't feel comfortable selling at full price.
Mhm.
But the issue is definitely it's something that's either been repaired or it's something that's it won't affect the playability of the instrument. It's actually right here. We had a little crack in the headstock area when we were putting in the
It's
I don't think you can see it.
it's
Probably
right there.
can't
You
see
can't see it. It's
Yeah.
a little crack. It cracked. I glued it while it was still open.
Mhm.
I took the screw out, it closed, I clamped it, left it
Yeah.
for an hour.
Yep.
It's totally fine. Yep, put the screw back in.
Bingo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fine. There's a little bit of a mark there. It's gonna be fine.
Yeah. You'll forget about that after you
You will. Yeah.
Play it.
After you play it for a
Yeah.
little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
I've already forgotten about it.
Yeah. So this guitar is on the website right now. It's $9.99. Shipping and case is not included in that. But if you buy it, it'll automatically tack it on. And it's a way to get a really cool guitar for hardly any money. And follow the link in the description below, and you can buy this guitar. And it's probably going to sell in the next however long this video takes, it'll probably sell before the video's over.
Okay, I'm
So
hoping.
you
Let's
can
talk about it some more.
Yeah.
Let's not.
Yeah.
Compensated saddles, parchment pick guard, standard telly wiring, 4 neck bolts.
Yep.
Yeah.
The whole shooting
all the
match.
good stuff.
Okay.
All right, so is that one done?
Ready, yeah.
Good.
So I am going to boogie out of this way, and I'm
I'll
going to have the
move that
guys
way?
come out. No,
I
'cause
will stay here.
most
They will
guys are
sit there,
right-handed. Yeah.
correct.
So I'm going to let the guys come up and chat with you about their guitars
All
and
right.
show off all the cool stuff that
All
they
right, are
made.
you
So
going to commentary
sure,
from over there?
sure. Okay, all right,
good.
let's boogie.
Who's coming up first? Come on up, grab your guitar. Tell everybody your name
Oh, my name's Darryl White.
and where you're from.
I'm from Prescott, Arizona.
Darryl had that hat on all week too.
I want to say this is our first cowboy hat. Yeah, there's not every class is full of firsts, but this one was.
Yeah, and I got a drawer now for my hat.
You do, yeah. One of the drawers actually. Yeah.
Designated drawer for my hat.
When he would wear the optivisor, yeah, he would put his hat in the drawer.
Yep.
So tell us what you built.
51 Notecaster. New to guitars, 3 years, but enjoyed it immensely. Everything that you guys provided, I didn't bring anything.
Yeah, you just showed up with that hat and a smile and
Toys for
guitars.
Tots.
And toys for
Toys
for Tots.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was beyond my expectations. It was wild.
Well, that's good. So for those of you who can't see, this body is translucent purple. You said some sort of purple, I think is the
We
word.
did say some sort of purple, and like a mad scientist, you mixed it up, and it was perfect.
And it ended up being okay. It looks a little dark on screen. It's actually a little more purple in
You can really see the
life.
grain.
You can see wood grain through it a little bit. Yeah.
How'd you mix you just kind of
luckily I know so we had a little bit of violet and we put that in, and that wasn't doing it.
Okay.
So we went old school and did blue and red.
Okay.
Until it turned purple. And the funny thing about purple is you shoot one coat on, you're like, it looks all right. Shoot another coat on and you're like, that's enough.
Really
yeah, it gets really dark really fast. But it looks cool. I like it. Yeah, so you have all the Callahan parts.
Correct.
Including the pick guard, which is made of Bakelite and then has a coating of lacquer over the top. So let me know how long that lasts. So that's the way that Fender did it in 1950 and 51. And it's just the original pick guard, the way they did them. And it's made of Bakelite, so it's going to shrink. You were concerned that it was going to shrink too fast, but when you found out it was going to shrink over the next 5-6 years, whatever, you're like, I won't live that long.
I won't live that long.
Yeah, I think that's a lie.
It'll outlive me.
I think that's a lie. It might have already started warping.
Well, original. So
yeah,
right.
Yeah, you can always change it out. But so you got the Bakelite pick guard, Dylan Talks Tone pickups. These knobs look like you could strip paint from concrete with those. Yeah, great cheese with these things.
That's the way it comes from Callahan, right?
Yes,
okay.
it does. Yeah. Those knobs are crazy. So you were the only one that did a maple neck, maple fingerboard, maple neck. What else?
I just love the way it looks. The contrast between the two.
Yeah, I like it too.
It really stands out.
Yep.
So.
TTG Notecaster logo on there, which I actually really, really like for these guitars.
Yeah, they look cool.
I think that's the way to go. What was your favorite part of the class?
It was the fretwork until today. The setup was different. It was just like, wow, having a guitar and knowing how to do all that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just foreign to me, but
some of those tools make it way easier than like having to get a little
yeah. A lot of that did make it easy, but you still gotta it's the last day and you're like, I don't want to drop it, I don't want to dent it, and I don't, every time you handle it, you're like, I don't want to do it.
I saw a lot of guitars sitting on the bench and guys taking the soft cloth and like, you know, and I saw you come over to my guitar and look at it and go like this and go, okay, good. Because it was like
It
a
was a
streak
dust
of
spot.
white of it. Yeah. And it was like, oh my God, they chipped their guitar. So was it, was it dust? Yes.
It was
Okay,
dust.
good. So yeah, it's just it starts out big and it gets smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. And the further you go, the less chance for repair there is.
Right. Less time you have.
Yeah, less time you have as well. And yeah, but everybody did a great job. And we spent most of today setting these guitars up. So they are spot on as far as
So they're all
setup.
intonated and they're all
Mhm.
set up real nice.
They're intonated and innotated, both. We did both. We had time for both. Both. Yeah, and we checked and then we double checked, and everything should be really, really good until you go back to Arizona, and then all bets are off. It'll go boing.
Climate's a little not the same.
It's probably about the same.
It's
Yeah,
not
I
the
think you'll
same.
be fine.
But I did the Challenger level 1, I did have to adjust the truss rod when I did get it. So I guess it doesn't matter the climate.
So you
it
can adjust
well,
the
and,
truss rod.
and
It's easy.
Yeah, it was easy. It was a little
things move
scary at
around.
first, but
Things move around a little bit, but
And that's got the same truss rod as the Challenger level 1. So
Yep.
if you need
Yep.
to,
no, I would highly recommend it. It was wild. It
Well,
was
good.
just
So what's the next class you're going to take?
I wouldn't mind doing a Les Paul.
now you're talking.
That's a fun class. Yeah.
That would be fun.
It's a lot of the same stuff, but it's a lot of more stuff too.
So who do you want to say hey to?
I got all my kids and grandkids watching.
Oh, cool.
So say hi to them.
Well, thanks for letting us have Darryl all week too. That was cool.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was a blast.
Cool. Thanks.
I got a couple questions here, Chris.
Oh, okay.
Dan asks, what was the original fretboard on the Nocaster?
It was all maple. It was a one-piece maple neck with a truss rod from behind. So it had a skunk stripe on it.
And then Brian W. asked, how were the new build tables?
Oh yeah.
How were the new builds?
Yeah, what did you think of the build stations?
I thought they were great. I don't know
never
what
used the old ones, but
yeah, they worked out great. You had your own little area, and every time you got done with something, you put it back, so you always knew where it was at. So
I'm relatively sure that everybody's tools stayed on everybody's bench. There are no swapped tools unless I came around and picked something up and accidentally carried it over.
Unless you or I did.
You left stuff on the table.
Well, that's always what I do. And then I go, where did I leave my, and it's usually a big tool, like a big drill or something like that. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's right there on the floor.
White says, love you, Pops.
Thanks.
Hey, that's cool.
There you go. Well, cool. Thanks.
All right, guys.
You want to just take it with you? Set it over on your bent. These hangers they're not freaking me out, but I'd just as soon be the guy that puts it in there.
Oh yeah, okay.
Because Telecaster headstocks, there's barely enough to be a Telecaster.
Well, I see what you mean. Yeah, let's get John up because his looks like it's gonna fall off.
It's not, but
but yeah, it looks like it's
yeah. They fall into the tuners. So tell everybody who you are, where you're from.
I'm
Try
John
not to stab me in the
Mandrell.
head.
I'm John Mandrell. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri.
You too.
That's
Tell us.
answer the question. What's the next one?
I was gonna make a Mandrell joke, but I think we already did that. So
no, you haven't.
Well,
actually, I've not gotten one Mandrell.
no, so you
joke
said
this
something like,
entire
because
week.
we were talking about a logo, and I think you might have said
Yeah.
something like you didn't want Mandrell, and
Correct.
but you said maybe Barbara or something like that. So yeah, I personally would go with Erlene. Mandrell. Yeah, she was the hot one.
Yeah.
Actually, the other one was
Louise.
Louise. Yeah, there you go. Yep. I knew I liked you. So tell us a little bit about what you built. Besides, it's a telly.
Well, it's a no-caster class. But I really like the look of the '60s Telecaster.
Okay.
It's two-tone burst with rosewood fretboard. And we did something special and bursted the headstock.
Yeah, you decided you wanted to try something new, and I think it turned out really, 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 really cool. So show off the back of it too, because it's you burst the headstock, but it doesn't really have anywhere to go. So we sort of did like a soft fade into amber, which I thought turned out really, really well. So yeah, and you originally thought you wanted to do this guitar in hot pink.
I did.
but we didn't have any hot pink translucent.
We didn't have any of that
Dye.
that like stuff that we did. Chris,
no, that stuff dried up.
okay.
Yeah, a decade ago. So then you were over here and you were looking at Mike Beckloff's guitar, and you're like, well, I kind of like that. I wouldn't mind doing something like that. And I said, well, I can do that.
Yeah.
So we went that route. And then happy accident, you're like, hey, what if we did the headstock? Sure,
Yeah,
let's try that. So yeah, all the Callahan stuff. You swapped out the pick guard. You wanted a white 1-ply pick guard, so we did that. But everything else is the regular class build stuff. So what was your favorite part of the class?
I think I actually liked making the nut from a blank, and I liked leveling and crowning the frets too.
Okay, so all the tedious minutia is what you liked.
Some of it.
Some of it, okay.
Not so much rounding the fret ends.
Oh, okay.
That's no one's favorite part.
No, I don't think so, but it's well worth doing well, I think.
Sometimes in these 5-day workshops, at the very tail end, we run out of time to do all the setup work and really get everything super, super dialed in. And we get close, but we don't get to spend as much time as I wanted. This was a neat one because it's the first time in a 5-day workshop you walk out with a guitar that's ready to play, like really ready to play.
Yeah, we literally spent all day doing. I mean, they didn't have strings on them, but they were fully assembled yesterday.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, and so today we started with strings and went from there and spent lots and lots of time getting everything really, really dialed in, which can be kind of tedious, but maybe also kind of informative if you're into that kind of thing. So yeah.
And this V to C neck is really, really nice.
Yeah, so this neck is based off JJJ's original 57 V to C neck.
It
all the
absolutely
original,
is.
all the same specs, and
We actually drove it out to Steve's and we
and mic'd it and did all that, and they scanned it and here you go. And it when you first grab it, it's like, oh yeah, this is different, but it feels really cool and it's fun to play.
And the V, like, it's not a really sharp V. It's really, really soft. In fact, it's getting close to a C.
And I think, well, Jim's is exactly this neck, and I often wonder if there's V necks and then there's V necks, and I don't like a hard V, but I do like this. So what else? You got anything else? Who would you like to say hey to?
I'd like to say hey to my friends Steve, Allison, Johnny, and all the rest of my friends.
There you go. Cool.
You should come back and bring those guys.
What's the next class you're gonna come to?
Nick through SG.
Yeah. I'm working on all of that stuff right now. I'm working on all the now everything's ready to go. We just got to figure out dates and how many we want to do in 2025. So if you guys want to do that, let me know which one you want to do and when you've already taken off for vacation that year. So
what did you think of the Callahan hardware?
Oh, it's really nice. It's heavy duty. Everything like went in place.
Neck plate's nice. I was impressed with all the bridge stuff, the compensated saddles, because they make all that stuff in house. They don't make springs or screws, but they make all the other stuff, and it's definitely nice, and fit and finishes first class, I think, and it makes turning screws a pleasure.
Would you change anything on the new workbenches?
No.
Okay.
I had no problem with working with the guitar.
Right.
It kind of forces you to put your tools away as you're going through the process.
That's
you had plenty of room you could move the guitar around in any direction you needed to work on it.
Yeah, he would stand on the backside of the workbench, and I kept handing him tools to put away, and he's like, they're on your side, Chris.
Yeah.
The drawers are on your side. So, but well, thanks for coming out. It was really fun.
Thanks. It was a pleasure.
And last, but certainly
we got
not
one
least.
more. I wonder if our guitar sold.
I don't know. Why don't you look it up? Can you get it?
Looking.
All right. So tell everybody who you are, where you're from, and what you built.
My name is Joel Tosti from Auburn, California, and I built a Esquire.
And for those of you, it looks White, it is translucent shell pink.
Does it look white on the
It
camera?
looks white.
Huh.
It might
It's
look
not bad on the.
might look slightly pink on some screens, but it is a soft shell pink,
Yeah,
translucent. And then the white pick guard, I think the white pick guard is just sort of blowing out the color, which is
okay.
fine.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah, so shell pink.
When Joel first signed up for this, he's like, "Hey, I want to do that, but I don't want to do a no caster. I want to do an Esquire. Is that cool?" And I'm like, Chris will be mad, but yeah, it'll be okay.
I don't care.
I'm sorry.
I don't care. No,
But I think I always like to lead with
yeah,
Chris will be
Chris will
mad.
be mad. Chris doesn't really care.
Yeah.
As long as you build, hey, yeah, I'd like to do this class, but I want to build a flying
J
V.
base with a
Jerk. Yeah. But no, you and anything that was Esquire specific, you brought in. In fact, you brought a bunch of parts because you
Yeah.
did this guitar not for yourself.
Right, because my daughter has claimed it when I pass away. She's claimed it, so that's.
Oh, so
that-
she doesn't get it right now?
No, I get it now.
Okay,
Right.
all right.
So when
okay.
I'm dead and gone,
All right. Oh, I see.
she has claimed this one and a few others.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And
All
so
right.
yeah, so that's what made me pick pink.
Okay,
I
cool.
had 3 colors in mind.
Okay. It turned
And,
out really cool.
Yeah, why the Esquire instead of a Telecaster or a Broadcaster or the original Esquire that had 2 pickups in it?
I already have 3 tellies, so I wanted something different,
Okay,
and I wanted an Esquire.
sure, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the original, on the Esquires, Chris, were they routed for a pickup? They just didn't have one?
Yes, they did. Yeah, all the bodies were the same, and in fact, they actually made some, from what I understand, could be wrong, 2 pickup Esquires
Oh.
as well. It was
Right.
I think it was almost Wild West there for a red hot minute. And I think also a lot of Esquires got converted into two pickup guitars
Exactly.
over the years.
Right.
Now, someone's probably going to go, "Hey, you got one pickup. How's come? What's the big idea with that switch?
Yeah.
What does it do, Joel?"
Well, that's part of one of the parts I brought was the control assembly and the pots and the switch because it does special Esquire wiring.
Mhm.
So has it got the no tone control?
In
All the
position
way up,
1,
yeah.
there's no tone control straight to the output jack.
Yep.
Mhm.
The middle position engages the tone pot, and then the third position is kind of a cocktail.
It's that Eldridge mod.
Oh, neat.
Right.
That's really cool.
See, I'm not as dumb as I look.
Now, Joel gets to keep all the stuff that he didn't use.
Correct. Yeah, which
Meaning-
is
Well, there's a considerable amount.
Yeah.
perfect reason to build another guitar.
Oh,
There
thank
you go.
Yeah.
I have started with far less.
Mhm.
Yeah, you have
Mhm.
really nice pickups and really nice control plate and
Yep.
really nice neck plate.
Yep.
Mhm.
Practically a guitar.
Exactly.
Practically a guitar.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what was your favorite thing? What was a couple of your favorite things?
I really enjoyed the fretwork. That was
Okay.
the best thing.
Okay.
And then next to that, even though the fretwork was tedious
Mhm.
and long,
Mhm.
but I had always wanted to do that.
Mhm.
So that was great.
I think that's something you can use on other guitars too, right?
right
Yeah,
to
if you feel so
make things
inclined.
better.
Uh-huh.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can
The crap
hire
you buy from
yourself
Gibson,
out.
you know.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. I think most guitars could stand to have a little bit of fret
Yeah, I
love.
think so too.
You know, no matter how good it is, there's always a little bit of room for improvement.
There's
So
always something, yeah.
yeah. Hmm.
Right. And then the second best thing was the paint.
Yeah. Okay.
I was always fascinated by how that's done, that process.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And these actually have
I didn't know you were going to mix every color.
well,
That was awesome.
that happened just to be a thing. Like if somebody said, "Well, I want white," wouldn't have to mix white, but everything else, we use translucent dyes in clear paint and mix those and this, translucent shell pink. We don't do a lot of that, so I had to kind of hand mix it, but luckily, I've mixed paint before, so
Now these guys got to
Okay,
do
yeah.
pore filler and
Uh-huh.
sealer and sand all that back.
Sand all that back.
Lots of sanding.
And lots of sanding. Oh, if you think this was a lot of sanding, you should take some of the other classes where you actually get to sand the body, because really all you guys did was with 320 grit sandpaper.
Sealer.
Yeah, sand sealer and scuff back pore filler.
Pore filler.
But but yeah, what was I gonna say? I don't even remember now.
All the good stuff they got to do are surrounding the finish of the.
Yeah. This was a lot more finish intensive. There was a lot of finish component to this class. We could start with finish on day one. We actually pour filled and sealed on day one, and then lots and lots of fret work and just walking our way through everything. So what do you think of the V2C neck?
Oh, it's great.
Yeah,
Love it.
yeah. Feels nice, huh?
Feels great in the hands.
Yep.
We got a cool custom neck plate there.
Yeah, he did a cool custom neck plate.
Well, you can see that, but
yeah. So anybody, so you're heading back tomorrow?
yeah, flying back tomorrow morning to Auburn.
Yep. We're gonna ship your guitar.
Yes, thank you very much. Yep.
Stop banging it into the desk. It won't hurt it.
It's carbon.
Yeah. Would anybody you'd like to say hey to?
Yes, my lovely wife Raynell. Hi, honey. And
Do you think she's actually watching? Yeah.
She's watching right now.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah. And our 4 kids, Tristan, Jana, Sequoia, and James.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I think that a lot of wives in the internet either hate me.
Yeah,
because
they hear you in the background and they're like,
or that it's that guy.
Buy another guitar.
I've heard that about other YouTube people as well. Yeah. Hey, this is Andy from Guitar Player or whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah. And he's gonna play a pedal. Great. That's all I hear. So yeah. Well, cool.
Yeah.
Congratulations. I think it turned out great.
Exactly. The paint is perfect.
Every guitar.
Well, good. Yeah, everybody's stuff turned out really great this week.
Nailed the color.
Well, I tried.
Questions.
Okay.
Questions?
64 commuter.
Oh, right.
There's the compressor.
Who had 533?
So 64 commuter wants to know, is that the Nashville Bridge 3-string tree on that shell pink telly?
Yes.
Music City Bridge.
Music City. Yeah.
And Butchlander wants to know, do those necks have line fret slots?
They do. Yes. Yeah. So everybody got to spend lots of time cutting back frets and doing lots and lots and lots of fret work. And really, if you don't like fret work or if you can't stand to do fret work, you should probably just not build guitars. Because every guitar you build has to have frets.
Right.
And so you either, learn to love it, learn to get good at it, or quit the sport.
Right. 64 commuter says, Seal Beach Kathy loves you.
Oh, okay, good.
Oh,
It's
64 commuter Seal Beach mic?
Yep.
Okay.
The same. Yep.
Cool. Well, thanks for coming out.
Thank you.
Oh, what's the next house you're going to take?
Oh, yeah.
Forgot about that.
Built another telly with all the
I
stuff
don't.
I got.
Yeah, really. Don't rightly know yet. Just have to match up what you're providing to my schedule.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, thanks.
Thank you.
Cool.
It's the Chris Show. Here we go. Oh,
Well, Chris,
Hey, man.
I thought this week was a grand success.
I thought so too.
Everybody's
Yeah, it
guitar
was
really terrific.
way more laid back for several reasons. Fewer people.
Well, yeah. So we had
a
half the
slightly less hectic curriculum.
yeah.
And part of that was everybody builds the same thing because that kind of happened in the strat classes too.
Yeah. Now we do have one more of these this year.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say there may or may not be spots for it. I don't
I think we need to get that buttoned down.
Yeah. So we do
I'd
have
like it to be full.
Yeah. So we have a guy who has been out here before who says, save me a spot and save me one for a buddy of mine. So until I need to figure out if that's going to be a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I have every reason to believe it is. But I need to make sure.
Seems
because,
like a man of his word.
Yeah. Well, yeah. If you don't, we don't have.
Hey, look, my head fits Fits this Telecaster perfect. Look at that.
Sure does. So, but we will offer this one again because this was really, really cool.
Yeah, it really is. And you end up with something really neat. There's tons and tons for you to do. I'm always worried that people might not think there's quite enough to do in this type of a class.
Yeah.
But there's still a ton of stuff to do.
Yeah.
And the stuff that you don't get to do, pretty easy in day one stuff.
And I like not glossing over
All the
fine
other
detail stuff
yeah,
on the
yeah. I
last
mean,
day.
and today we kind of got in the weeds on a bunch of that stuff and double and triple checked stuff, and everything looked really, really good. So,
so if you want to come out to one of the workshops, like I said, they're I think that the was it August workshop for this one is full, but there are 2 spots for the PRS workshop, the first PRS workshop, and there is 1 spot for the second PRS workshop. So if you're like, hey, I want to build a guitar, I really want to make a Telly, or I want to make a Paul Reed Smith style guitar, there are spots available. Next month is all booked up. I do not anticipate needing to or wanting to add workshops October, November, December. What do you think? And normally we do. Do you think we're going to need to?
I don't know. I haven't really thought about it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Those months can be tricky.
They can. Yeah.
So,
and there's a lot of stuff that people are doing too.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to schedule around Thanksgiving.
Yeah, there's a whole thing, dude. So anyway, not to mention weather stuff. But starting January 2025, there will be more workshops. So if you want to get in one and it's sold out this time, it's an exclusive club, and it's a limited resource. So when there's spots and you want to do one, I highly recommend jumping in and doing it. So
I think this just came to me. I think we should have a Halloween class and we should have a Halloween party.
What would your costume be?
I don't know.
Okay.
Because we haven't scheduled it yet.
But
so.
I thought maybe you had a costume.
No.
Okay.
I'll dress up like you.
All right, and I'll do the same. I'll dress up like me too.
Perfect. Yeah.
Maybe I'll grow a mustache and I'll go as Jason Lee from My Name is Earl. Maybe I'll cut all my hair off too. I don't know. All right,
it's just a Halloween party. Don't go ape shit.
I'd have to get a wig. It's just hair. It's just hair.
Just hair.
So anyway, guys, well, thanks for hanging out with us for the reveal, and thanks to everybody who came out and hung out with us all week long, and all of their family and friends who let us hang out with them and let us be without their loved ones for the week.
Let us be without their loved ones.
What I meant was something that sounded like that, but was different. But was what I meant. You're not listening to what I mean.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So anyway,
listen, can you see that?
Hear that?
Hey, look over there. Can you hear
Smell
that?
Something. So anyway, we'll be back on Sunday for a cool workshop about the plywood SG and why you should or shouldn't do it. And until then, this is Matt at Texas Toast reminding you that life is short. You might as well have a cool guitar.
And come to a class and build one.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say, and this is Chris with. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I threw you for a loop there.
You really did, yeah. I wasn't actually paying much attention.
I wasn't really listening
up until I was called upon.
Not only were you not listening to what I mean, you weren't listening at all. Okay, I understand. Yeah. Okay, all right, gang. Well, have a great week and we will see you on Sunday. And safe trip to all you guys who are going home tomorrow or tonight or whenever your plans are.
I'll leave tomorrow.
Okay, so yeah, all right. Well, take care, everybody. We'll talk to you next time.
Yay.